Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Bristol Motor Speedway for the 17th race in the NRSL Jerky Pro Truck Series. This time we're here at Bristol Motor Speedway for some dirt track action, as we have 5 races left to crown a Jerky Pro Truck Series champion. I'm joined by Vince Freeze. Vince, what do you think we're going to see here tonight?
Well, I think you look at the dirt track. The track workers came before this race. They put a lot of dirt down. They try to make the groove wide. We have a auto lotto. I forgot already, but we got an interesting Q session. Zach will talk about that. And we also have 5 different past winners. Have points contenders spread about, but odds right there. Zach Rogers, the defending race winner from last week, he starts 6th. A couple leechers. Oh, and another thing too about Bristol Dirt. It's a brawl. You got to fight for the bottom, but sometimes the top can work. It should be a race where knowing your front mechanical grip would be big, but that's all I got right now. I don't know what to expect because I've never seen a race at Bristol Dirt. 5 past winners, but back to you, Zach.
Yeah, that's right. They did a bit of a lottery draw for qualifying after a rainout. And Zach Rogers won 2 weeks ago, but last race at Oswego. But on the pole will be Logan York, 2019 Jerky Pro Truck Series champion, with Sam Young to his outside. Row 2 will be Nicholas Jowett and Amanda Evans. Row 3, the top 2 in the championship, Audra Baranowskis and Zach Rogers. Row 4, Jack James, and 4th in the championship, Gatlin Downey. And in row 5, Patrick Smith and Deanna Jones. James Ellison, 3rd in the championship, starts in 14th. I'll go through the rest of the starting grid as Vince goes over our past race winners, and then all of the silly season moves.
Yep, we got 5. I'll make sure to note this. Julius Anderson won the paid version in 17. Zorlin and Rogers, they're on 18 dirt. Rogers, 19 dirt. Nate Rogers, that is. James Ellison, 2020, he also won the dirt. He's basically the defending dirt winner because Nico Stringali won the first Bristol paved in 21 this year. We saw that. To go to the silly season news, hang on to your hats here. Audra Baranowskis returned GMS in a 21 truck, doing so far great in the points lead. Owen Miles will also return, but he'll drive 23. That was Bouchard's ride. Lucas Catano will drive 39 for Bulldog Motorsports. Enzo Nereza will return back to the 66. And Benjamin Ice, as we talked about, I think the last race, he'll go to the 93. And newcomer Hunter Braxton will be in the 99. Yael Carrillo will return to the 18 JGR. That's a typical ride. Brad Lewis will return to SHR and the 4. Will Paris also returns to the 10 truck. Jack James will return to the Thor Sport 13. Max Anderson, our North Wilkesboro winner, back to the 88. Bradley Ream will take over at 98. Gene Sanford and Henry Sanford as we wait for this command. We'll return back to S3 Nemco Motorsports. Newcomer Ron Bishop will drive the 1-4 for the new Bishop Family Racing. Donovan Cage back to the 6 as always. Scott Roush will drive the 17. Roush Family Racing in his rookie JPTS season. Lane Sanders will drive the 31 for RCR in his rookie campaign. And DeLello returns back to RBR in the 92. And that's all my silly season news. Back to you, Zach, with the action.
Yeah, and what a long list. We've been meaning to get that out to you guys over the last few races, but it just never got mentioned. 50 laps of action tonight. We'll see what kind of racing we get out of the drivers. Usually the Truck Series tends to be tamer than the Cup Series, but you never know. Pace truck down the pit lane. York will lead them, and we are green from Bristol Dirt.
Already, Zach, you see just how terrible start your week got. Logan York out of a cannon. Zach Rogers, I believe, was fastest in practice. We should see him making his way to the front. 2 weeks ago, like you said, he won as we complete lap 2 here.
And he gets to the bottom. Baranowskis up the second. Jack James, though, going to make a dive. There's a guy who's been around that has yet to visit victory lane. Came close last year at North Wilkesboro. He's going for the lead here tonight on Logan York.
Nearly getting contacted on Logan York. But here comes RJ with a nice run. We haven't seen much of him. Oh! Little slam.
And they are putting the elbows out tonight, Vince.
I mean, there's only 5 races to go in the season. It's put up or shut up time. Championship is on the line for some looking for a win. And maybe their last ride in the series.
And RJ will not be back to this team as he is going full-time Digital Storm Racing next year. As you mentioned, Bradley Ream will take over the 98. Rowdy Energy sponsorship will head over with Ron Bishop to that new Bishop family team, as Zach Rogers will take third. With so few races remaining, Rogers and Ellison got to gain all the points they can if they want to fight for this championship. Rogers comes in 29 points back of Baranowskis after his win at Oswego. Ellison 57 back, Downey 68 back, and Yael Carrillo fifth in the points, 110 back, as Rogers makes a move to the inside of York for second.
We talked about Zach Rogers' pace, man. He needs to step it up, and I think he's starting to deliver. But Baranowskis is right there. These two seem to be the main championship rivals. Ellison, he got caught on the outside line, as you see Baranowskis underneath for second.
James Ellison has just made it to the bottom, but he is currently outside of the top 20, and he's got a lot of work cut out for him at a track that he's won at before. As you see teammate Tringali, the spring winner when we ran here on the paved layout, right in front of him. So far, Jack James has managed to pull away. Man, Amanda Evans has fallen like a rock down the 19th, but she'll get to the inside. Sam Young has also fallen down the running order. Meanwhile, Donovan Cage has made his way forward. He's up to 9th. Rogers falls down to 5th. Baranowskis up to 2nd, charging towards Jack James. Only a 50-lap race. This race will fly by pretty quickly.
I think I'm inside that inside line, or that inside dirt cruise, I like to say. It seems to have a better traction. Might need to take an onboard later in the race, but it just seems like the long-run pace is starting to prevail here for some of the top guys.
See Daniel Bouchard passing Jawit for 5th place. He's now trying to go after 4th on Zach Rogers. Going to make a little bit of contact there.
You got one down in the top 10. He's also one of those pseudo-championship contenders. Needs to do something to make it happen quick.
And everybody wants something to happen to Baranowskis, some form of bad luck, because we haven't seen it this year compared to last year. Somebody has crashed. Oh, and there it is. It's Ibrahimian in the 22. Oh, and he got hit by Owen Miles. Oh, this could be bad. That's Vince Freeze. Oh, Mitchell Collins gets involved. So something happened in turn 3 with Ibrahimian. Looks like Derek Hamill might have had a piece of it. Deanna Jones is on pit road. Patrick Smith will come in. They will make it to the pit lane. As Christian Vargas has had something happen to him, as now Jack James and Baranowskis will lap him. But that made things dicey.
It's definitely separated the packs now at this point. It's a 2-horse race.
Tringali's made it up to 11th, but Ellison is still stuck down in 22nd. So Tringali charging through the field just like he did here in the spring. Benjamin Ice having another decent run, currently in 12th. We saw him do good at Oswego 2 weeks ago. Mentioned he'll be driving the 93 for Bulldog next year. Zach Rogers just kind of holding on to 3rd at this point. The top 2 have pulled away, as RJ will look for the position once again. So right now it looks like the rest of the field just kind of racing it for 3rd, as Baranowskis tries to find a way to catch Jack James. But we could be looking at our 2nd race in a row where we see a first-time Jerky Pro Truck Series winner.
Second half of the season has definitely produced some surprises. We see Jack's a little bit higher in 3 and 4. Doesn't have the edge grip like he started at the beginning of the race. We got some lap trucks ahead.
The first one is Vince Freeze in the 12. As Patrick Smith, Mitchell Collins, Deanna Jones, Dylan Ibrahimian, and Zachary DeLello are out of the race. So I believe maybe the main incident was between DeLello and Ibrahimian, along with Deanna Jones. And then we saw Owen Miles and Collins and Smith get involved there after the fact.
Battle for the lead. Baranowskis underneath.
And Baranowskis will take the lead right before the halfway mark. They continue the race behind. Max Anderson is up to 3rd. Zach Rogers has fallen down to 7th.
It's going to be a big, huge night for Baranowskis to extend this points lead with a win.
Let's take it on board with a 39.
A little bit loose there.
Here, check up out of the throttle there. It'll cost you some time. That's a nice quick lap. 15 seconds around this place. Let's check on James Ellison. He is actually still running in 20 seconds, so not making much time. He peeks to the inside of Vargas, as I believe somebody else is down pit road. Looks like Joshua Teppensaw and Lucas Catano are on the pit lane. So something I missed there with them. Jawit going after Rogers for 7th place. So throw it into the corner. Tringali throwing it in on Logan York for 9th. Steppensaw will return to the track. Meanwhile, in front, Gatlin Downing moves up to 3rd. Oh, and Will Parrish was stopped in the track.
What in the world?
Oh, this got dicey really quick. And Downey's day just got ruined. Oh, and Baranowskis was involved. Oh, man, Baranowskis was involved. And that gives the lead to Jack James, and this is huge for the championship.
Just similar to James Ellison and R.J. Bishop involved too. James Ellison at Martinsville, he had the race under control, and he's going to get that return, but he needs to make more time now. This is a big opportunity.
Could you believe that we maybe got lulled into a false sense of security after Oswego was calm 2 weeks ago, and we forgot all about that string of chaos we had earlier in the year at these short tracks, Vince?
Back, man. It's back. Now, the only thing is just Jack James safe, because that 4-second lead can vanish in a heartbeat. Also, is that Bouchard in 3rd?
That's Zach Rogers 2nd, Bouchard in 3rd. A tough break for Downey, man. He needed to not be involved in that because Baranowskis had already been involved in it. That's probably gonna make things really difficult for Downey. Coming into this race, 27th on down in the points, were mathematically eliminated from title contention. And the more races we go, the more drivers will get eliminated from that range. It's 59 points a race you can gain at the max. Ooh, Sack, take it easy there, buddy. That's a lap truck. Jack James is gone. Meanwhile, Bouchard in 3rd, as you mentioned. Max Anderson in 4th. Cage in 5th. Amanda Evans 6th. Jawit 7th. Actually, make Jawit 8th as Tringali moves up to 7th. Logan York 9th and Bradley Ream. Actually, Bradley Ream the 9th. And Logan York down to 10th. Ooh, buddy, that was loose.
Definitely hanging sideways out here today.
So, Vince, we talked about all that silly season news, and interestingly enough, Junior Motorsports has yet to find a single driver willing to drive one of their trucks. A lot of the other experienced drivers going elsewhere. You know, talked about Bradley Ream going to ThorSport. You know, Lucas Catano, Benjamin Ice going to Bulldog. And Junior Motorsports currently has not found anybody to fill one of their seats.
It's silly season. It could change, but we're this late in the season. It'd have to be an off-season move, or maybe something in the winter would have to develop. But maybe they'll just downsize. Who knows?
And Vince, I don't believe we've mentioned this yet, but next year, Digital Storm Cup Series drivers that aren't rookies in Jerky Pro won't be allowed to run any races whatsoever. So you won't have your part-time leeches next year.
Right, that's probably going to be big for the field. It'll give these guys an opportunity to show what's up.
Right now, Jack James, it was just Jack James and Baranowskis, and something happened to the 21. Did she retire? She did, so Baranowskis will finish 34th today. This will shake up the championship. If Rogers can hold on to finish 2nd or top 5, I believe he would take the points lead. Right now, Ellison in 17th. By the way, guys, if you're wondering when are you going to show the crashes, we will show them after the race is concluded, as we do with all non-caution events. But now Jack James has to be careful here, Vince. Lap traffic.
Yeah, you just got to get through tapping saw here and then a string up front. But we'll see. It's never know, an engine failure could come out of the blue from up ahead.
Oh man, commentator's jinx right there. Meanwhile, Rogers starting to close the gap as James deals with the lap traffic. As I believe we've mentioned a few times this year, this is just a one-and-done season for Rogers after he skipped 2019 in Digital Storm Cup, then came back in 2020, and then just wanted to run one Truck Series season full-time before going to full ownership mode between both series. So Rogers trying to get that one championship in his career. He got that first career Jerky Pro win 2 weeks ago. Kind of surprising it took him that long. And then, you know, you look at his Digital Storm career, he only ever got the one win at Papyrus in 2017.
Yeah, and 2 weeks ago, that was his career to wins. But I think it's one of those seasons where you just had to be consistent. I don't know, especially at the short tracks with how many short tracks we had this year in this series, 2 to go here. Consistency would win, as you see. So Vargas to slow up ahead for Jack James to avoid. He's got this.
Rogers is closing the gap, but there's not a lot of time left. White flag is in the air. And all Jack James has to do is survive this last lap.
You say, veteran gets the first career win. So we come off of 3 and 4 here.
Off of turn 4, Jack James is a Jerky Pro Truck Series winner as he gets career win number 1 at Bristol Dirt. Zach Rogers will come home second, Max Anderson third. That is Anderson's first top 5 finish since his win all the way back at North Wilkesboro. First top 10 at that. Bouchard comes home 4th, Cage 5th, Tringali 6th, Ream 7th, Amanda Evans 8th, Nicholas Jawit 9th, and Colt Hudson 10th. As Ellison will come home in 16th. A couple of other notables, Yael Carrillo 20th, Jonathan Wong 21st, Henry Sanford 17th, and Gene Sanford 15th. So that was a nice quick race, Vince. Now we get to go look at all the incidents.
Sure.
Alright, so this one all started with Hudson and Christian Vargas. Hudson comes off of turn 2 and just gets loose or something, gets into Vargas, goes down into DeLello. Vargas gets turned. You see Teppensar kind of got clipped by Collins there in the background. Then DeLello bounces it off the wall and Hamill has nowhere to go. Same can be said for Stephen Colon, Deanna Jones, and Delon Ibrahimian, as Lucas Catano just barely avoids missing this one. DeLello's truck actually gets propped up on the wall. And that was a heavy impact. And then you go to Ibrahimian. He's moseying his way along, trying to get back to the pit lane. Here come the leaders. And one of these drivers, well, Ibrahimian just came straight up into the path of these guys and came back down. Owen Miles had nowhere to go. Cage just misses by this, and Patrick Smith, no luck. And then Vince Freeze, same thing. Just kind of got clipped there, backed into the wall. And that was the... And then, of course, Mitchell Collins there right at the end. Just clobbers the 22. And that was the length of that incident. Collins would go on to get it back to pit road just fine. This happened on lap 23. Up ahead, Lucas Catano has an issue. Stacks these guys up. We're going to go 5 wide. Parrish and Ellison clip Schwartz. Schwartz is dead sideways, and he gets it back under control. I swear, save of the year by the rookie out of Evans Gardner Motorsports, man. What a move. Like, we got to look at this again. Here it is again in slow motion. You just see all of them just trying to get by Lucas Catano, who's got an issue. And Schwartz just gets kind of clipped down into Parrish. And then look at this. He is dead sideways. Back end hits Teppensaw. And then right there, his back end gets bounced off the 78. He just keeps the tires locked up. And the truck straightened itself out, man. That is incredible. And that is on-board worthy.
Rallycross will look at him.
On board with Colton Schwartz. Man, incredible. This is what happened to take Audra Baranauskas out of the race. Parrish racing with Wong and Carrillo. Carrillo just turns him. Parrish is just spinning like a top. No control over his truck. Baranauskas nowhere to go. Just clobbers him. And then right there, Downey nowhere to go. Same with RJ Bishop. And that is just a tough break for the drivers that were first and fourth coming into this race, as Parrish just about hit the pit wall there. But a huge beneficiary there for Ellison and Zach Rogers. You see in the Reza almost hitting Downey there. Parrish trying to get by him as well. So we'll take an onboard with both Baranauskas and Downey here. Onboard with Audra. Oh man, just didn't time Parrish's spin correctly. On board with Gatlin Downey. That is just a tough break to see a top 5 run go out of the door. Well, that'll do it for us here tonight for the Jerky Pro Truck Series race. We'll see you guys tomorrow night for Digital Storm Cup. One driver has already clinched his ticket into the finale. Will another do so tomorrow?